You guys recognize all these symbols like the devil horns and 666 and 666 and 666 and 66 from the D's and Adidas because they look like sixes and 66,000 followers. And that person's following 333 people exactly. Would you trust a group of people that were all doing this? What if these were all from the same group of people? A group of people that you have come to trust and believe are just providing you truth. That's Austin Whitsitt from The Final Experiment in Whitsitt Gets It. This guy was in the Old World Order. And hey, that's Admiral Byrd, who's a known Freemason. And Santos Bonacci. And I thought my friend David Weiss. And this guy was in the Old World Order. Dr. Narco Longo, whatever. Yeah, and the man himself, Sean Hibbler, and of course my least favorite human in the world. These are supposedly all just people bringing you information because they care. Well, I'm not so sure about that. But Tyler, they bring us so much truth. They're the ones that help me find Flat Earth. How could they possibly be giving us wrong information? Well, it is my hypothesis, and that's all it is. And you got to do your own research and believe yourself and trust yourself. But I'm here to give you information, and it is my hypothesis that they're here to give you a whole lot of truth in one thing, but just to make sure you don't find the truth of the most important thing. And hey, that's a weird way to hold your hand there, Mr. Hibbler. You see, there's two things that every single one of these guys has in common, other than their affinity for that sign. And well, it's that they push outer lands and outer space. Because if you come to the realization you lived in an enclosed system, well then you're not going to be fooled by the fake alien invasion. And if there's outer space, well then you can think those are aliens coming from the outer lands.
Regardless if it's a government hoax to instill fear and control and take away our rights, if it's Project Bluebeam, just know that these crafts are not coming from outer space in the magical vacuum of floating balls. They're coming from outer space, not upper space. They're coming from outer space. The extraterrestrials are coming from outer space. So just know they're not coming from up there. There's a firmament. They're showing you on the daily. Rockets bouncing off of it like water. They're showing you on the daily. They're not coming from up there. They're coming from...
But the bigger thing they all have in common is none of them want to reference God. The God of the Bible specifically, and even Jesus. They all have an affinity for saying the Creator.
And I realized that the Creator could be so close.
I have no choice but to be 100%. There's a Creator. The thing is, we live in a created world, which means there is a Creator. Whatever.
They all do it. You can go verify for yourself. They all say the Creator, and they refuse to say God. This guy who Dave posted yesterday that just cleverly shows his 33 has a hard time even remembering to say the Creator.
To me, it's humbling that the Creator, and that to me, it's humbling that the Creator would give me the revelation to
say it. Why don't we see what the Creator comes out to in the old gematria calculator? This should be interesting. I can't wait. The suspense is killing me. Imagine that. Imagine that. Oh, and your boy Kenny from my lunch break that wears the sixes as well with the 6 sign. Oh yeah, check out this video that he stole from me. My dragon video that he stole and gave you no credit. And let's see, I measured this thing about 20 times and I never got to the measurement he did.
Utah, where its head alone is 66.65 miles in length and about 100.
And let's see what Mr. 66 has to say about Jesus.
I don't do organized religions at all. None of them. I think they were all designed by the same puppet masters. I think if you actually go back in history, you can see that Freemasons they created these religions to divert everybody, especially when the reset happened. They knew that these different types of people they're going to force this melting pot in the peasant world, lab rat world we live in now, they were going to force everybody in the center pond, which we're stuck in at the moment because of the treaty. But they knew that the only way to make those people fight amongst each other so we can build our new world order is religion. So they had organized religion stuff with different, this one has this God, this one has this God, this one has a guy that walked on water apparently, this one has this one has this. All these stories.
All within 30 seconds, he managed to push outer lands in the outer space, and he managed to mock God and Jesus. Cool, Sean. Cool. Look, I have absolutely no problem if you come to Flat Earth and it does not logically make sense to you that the Bible is true and Jesus is true and God is true. But when you are intentionally avoiding that and steering people away from it and steering people any direction but that, and then you mock Jesus and you clearly show where your allegiance and loyalty goes, I have a problem with that. And this guy and the old world order videos and the mud flood and reset, you know what they're actually hiding? They're hiding the fact that judgment already came and Jesus was here, and we're living in a time where Satan is released for a little while to deceive the nations. And guess what? In my opinion, they're part of that deception. They do exactly what he does. And did you know he used to be someone else? Bill Hicks. And hey, Alex Jones, you know who he's kind of buddies with? Yeah, these guys. There's a lot of wolves in sheep's clothing, guys. And I'm here to tell you, you personally, you need to trust your own heart and your own eyes and your own experience. And things like the final experiment, don't let that sway you one way or another. That doesn't prove the fact that water can't curve and that we're not moving. And they want you to believe in flat earth because it divides and it distracts you. But as long as you believe in flat earth where there's other lands that aliens can come from, they're doing their job. And as long as you don't know that there's a heavenly father right above, they're also doing their job. But this video was long overdue because I've been sniffing this out for a while. I just wanted to make sure I was sure. And I'll be totally honest, I feel bad about including David Weiss in this because he's been a buddy of mine. But you know what? Buddies don't lie to people, and buddies don't deceive, and buddies don't hide knowledge from you. And that's what all of them do. They all hide knowledge from you. But of course, all of this was just coincidental. All their hand symbols and the fact that he's following 333 people and that just 66.6 thousand followers are following him, and they always wear the Adidas hats with the D's that can be sixes. And yeah, Austin just accidentally threw up the devil horns multiple times and also showed his pyramid multiple times. All for entertainment purposes. I'm a satire account. Gotcha.